Every real cowboy like myself knows how lonely it is out on the open range, which is why I listen to the Cowboy Boys podcast. With best contractually obligated friends, Shayne Smith and Mac Arthur, the Cowboy Boys will comfort your soul better than any disease-ridden saloon gal ever could. Cowboy Boys.
Your feelings about me have to be consistent through the mania and depression.
Yes, that's what I'm telling you.
Yes.
You want someone who is in love with you when they're normal.
Yes.
And then if they go super psycho crazy,
Yes.
you still want them to be in love with you.
Correct.
So you can't have someone be like, oh, I did a bunch of acid and it turns out that we're soulmates. It's like, yeah, but what happens when the acid wears off?
Yeah, this is a really good point you're making here.
What happens when you're spiritually? What happens if God changes his mind and appears to you in a vision?
Bigfoot.
Yeah, and he's just like, I guess it's like if you have an outside force telling you that you're in love with something, I'm like, oh, I want a significant other who God or mushrooms or the government agencies or their stepmother is just like, I think this person's bad for you, and they're like, you know what, God, I know that you have your opinions, but I make my own destiny, and I'm in love with this person.
Yeah. No, I'm a decider. I decide.
Yeah, you don't let outside influences tell you what you think.
No. Yeah, so I don't know.
Let's start this podcast.
No, this is good advice. People should hear this. It is weird when people are like, I did drugs, or I had this experience and I love you now. And I guess there's a certain amount of self-realization that can happen for sure. But when someone is especially in the heat of the moment or drunk and makes a proclamation and people are like, this is law, you're like, nah, dog, I don't like that. I don't like that at all.
I guess if there's someone that's a good way of putting it. If someone confesses their love drunk, that's kind of, some people need that, but when they sober up, if they still are not confessing their love for you, then it's like, all right, what are we doing here?
There are a lot of people who are like, drugs will bring the truth out of you, and I'm a person who's like, none of that is real.
Yes and no.
It can be. Listen, I think the feelings are real. That's my thing. It is real. I guess how I would explain it is, let's say you get drunk and then you're like, I love you to someone. Yeah, that's real. That's real in that moment. But you know what else is real? When you're sober 2 weeks from now, far removed from that, and now you don't love me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's real too. So I need consistency throughout, and I temper my expectations.
You need someone who will spit in God's face.
Oh,
and be like, no, I'm with it. I love this person no matter what.
that's my thing.
And that's how I know when it's true love.
Yeah, when you're willing to go to hell for them. No, it's not Constantine. What's the show where the guy goes to hell to get his wife?
Spawn?
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Spawn, right?
Yeah, Spawn. No, you got it. I also was going to say, then we also wrote Hitler killing Hitler or whatever, where Hitler
That wasn't a
goes
love story, though.
Yeah, well, the studios are going to make us put a love story in it, and they will. Who would Hitler's love interest be?
Eva Braun.
No.
Yeah.
Do you think we're going to clone Eva Braun?
In the story? I don't know.
So we'll have good Eva?
What happened? Wait. When you
clone
clone some, no, that's not how cloning works. Cloning doesn't clone the good or evil. That's twins you're thinking of. When you have a twin, there's always a good and evil twin, right? Mm-hmm. But a clone, if you clone someone, you just get the exact same morality that they have, I feel.
Yeah.
What happens with triplets is what I'm wondering.
Well, no, because with triplets, you have a good one, an evil one, and then you have chaos triplet.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. What happens?
Yeah.
Because when you go back to quadruplets, it's like, oh, there's going to be 2 evil ones and 2 good ones.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy.
Well, you have a chaos triplet where
what does that mean?
They're like true neutral, They have no alignment to anything. They're just they're out there doing whatever.
Only for themselves. Interesting.
It's true. Like the yellow lightsaber Jedi.
Or the purple lightsaber.
No, the purple lightsaber's the resident Jedi Blade Master has a purple lightsaber.
Oh, okay.
yeah. Which is the lore I think that's the lore they gave after Mace Windu had a purple one, which was Samuel L. Jackson literally on the set was like, hey, give me a purple lightsaber, which is so fucking baller, dude. Good for him.
I think that was like in the contract, right?
He just asked for it.
I thought it was like, I'm not doing the movie.
No, I think he just straight up asked for it, and fucking Lucas at the time was like, yeah, fuck it, because George Lucas, for as weird as he is also a real cool guy.
Oh yeah, I think George Lucas is one of the few billionaires who is probably not as evil as the rest of the billionaires.
Yeah, I think so.
He's just a dork
with a bunch of money
who lives on his ranch alone.
I agree.
And tries to make a movie every now and then, and everyone hates it because it's not Star Wars.
Dude, can you imagine making Star Wars is the equivalent of having sex on ecstasy for the first time, and then every time after that is going to be like not as good.
Yeah. What a bummer. Well, I mean, good for him. He's got $1 billion.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'll make so many bad movies for $1 billion.
I had a question for you.
Yeah, shoot.
So when you're getting tattooed, I don't know this because I've never been tattooed.
Mm-hmm.
But when I'm on like Instagram, I scroll, I see people with bad tattoos. There's entire meme pages dedicated to bad, awful, just terrible tattoos. And this is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about, when you get like I think this happens probably a lot in portrait tattoos. When you get like almost there tattoo, like you're like, this is what I want, and then they deliver 75 to 80%. So it's still good. Yeah. Because if you get a bad tattoo, you could be like, fuck, that's terrible. And then everyone's like, you got a bad tattoo. Ha ha. And everyone knows. There's no denying a bad tattoo, right?
Yeah.
And you're just like, it sucks, but it's funny, and I got to live with it. But when you have like a 80 to 80% tattoo with just like the lining, you could tell it's a little off. What is it like? Have you ever had this where they do they do the reveals like on the videos, or is it just, that's another question. Can you tell while you're getting tattooed, it's like, oh, this is bad. This is.
I mean, you could look down and see what's happening and be like, uh-oh.
Like, because it feels like when I get a haircut sometimes, I'm like, halfway through, I'm like,
dude, yeah.
This guy's he's not the guy. He's not doing what I want. I've told him 3 times.
That's exactly what getting a tattoo that's bad is like.
And have you ever stopped a tattoo from like I'm out. Someone who's better than you has to finish this.
No, because all the bad tattoos I have were like kitchen table tattoos from like a friend, and I was like so in a just like fuck it, whatever mindset. Yeah. I simply didn't care.
But you could tell.
I could tell. I knew it was going badly. I was looking down, being like, "Oh no!" I remember one time I got one that was so bad I went and got it covered before it was like even all the way healed.
Oh my god!
Really? But I've seen people get bad tattoos. So here's what happens. There's 3 types of people who get bad tattoos. The first type of person, they get a bad tattoo and they leave the place, and then they're just like, fuck, I have a bad tattoo. And then however they either confront the person, or they just go get it fixed, or they know immediately. They're just like,
the person.
That's happened, yeah.
What happens
usually
there?
Women do that.
What?
Yeah, because
like,
I've also had
this up.
Well, here I've also tell you, because of my place online and the fact that I'm a tattooed guy, and I talk about tattoos, a lot of people send me their tattoo stories, and it's almost entirely women who are like, I got a bad tattoo, what next? Because here's the thing, if you're a dude and you get a bad tattoo, every guy I've ever known that's gotten a bad tattoo has basically been like, oh, caught me slipping.
Yeah.
Like, oh, it's kind of like getting pranked, where you're just like, oh fuck, he got me.
Yeah.
Oh fuck, I paid him $200 and he put like the worst fucking version of Mickey Mouse on my arm or whatever. But when girls get a bad tattoo, they kind of talk to the manager it up,
Like, what are they gonna do?
Dude, I've seen girls in person at a tattoo shop. I saw a girl get a good tattoo that just didn't turn out how she thought it would, because she refused to, like, she wanted it on her calf.
Yeah.
And the guy was like, this needs to go on like a flat surface. If it's on your calf, it's gonna be bent. And she's like, this is where I want it. This is where I want it. And he's like, fucking fine. And he did it.
Wait, was it like a face? So you could only see like a quarter of the face at a time?
Exactly. It was like a lady. It was like a pinup or something. And she was so mad about it. And she was like, this is bad. And he was like, fuck you, get out.
Well, you know what she could do? She could work on her calves.
She literally...
Get fatter, get big old calves, stretch out that skin.
She literally was like, let me talk to the manager. And the guy was like, this is a tattoo shop. Like, what do you think we like work for a guy? We're all artists. We just rent the space from a guy. Like, what are you doing? She was freaking out, but I also do. Just one of my friends, Stuart, told me this story. He was his friend is a piercing apprentice.
Okay.
And we were watching him do piercings, and he just wanted to pierce so bad. He wanted to work in a tattoo shop. It was like his dream. This is early 2000s. And so someone comes in, some dude, and goes, I want my nipple pierced, but his nipple was like way too small, and he couldn't figure out how to do it. So he like grabs it with the little thing, and he tries.
What do you mean little thing?
Like there's like a little
forceps?
clamp, that you clamp. And he clamped, and he just like literally pierced behind his nipple.
Oh my God.
Not even through, because you can't go through. So he just pushed it through the nipple, and it looked just so weird. And afterwards, he's sitting there, and the needle's still in him. This is so bad. So the dude's standing there with his girlfriend and his friends, his homies, so excited. Some like LA troll guy to get his nipples pierced. He
both of them? One?
Yeah.
But one was messed up and one was good.
Well, no. So he only did the one. So he's doing the first one, and his nipples are too small. Like me, like I can't get my nipples pierced. They're too small.
Well, you can get your. I think you.
So he goes to like go through, and it's like just through the skin, like beyond the areola, and he just like pushes the needle through, and he leaves it, and he's just sitting there looking at it, and the guy's like waiting for him to start like the part where you push the piercing through, and he just looks at me and goes, no charge. He just said no charge, and dude is like, what? And he just pulled the needle out, and he goes, no charge. I don't know what I'm doing. It was so fun.
So he got pierced.
Yeah, so he got pierced. So basically came in.
I would have taken it out.
Well, no, the dude takes the needle out. Because you pierce with a needle, and then you put the jewelry on the end of the needle and pull and loop the jewelry through. So the guy was like, "Oh, this isn't going to work," and just pulled the needle out and was like,
"Yeah, that's what I was saying."
I fucked it up.
Holes in him.
Yeah. So there's just like one hole in one nipple and one chest, and the guy was like, "What?" And he goes, "Yeah, no charge, no charge, everyone. My bad. This didn't work." And it was just like so brutal. Even that dude was like, "Well, I guess I'm fucking out of here," and he just left. What a fucking terrible.
It seems like a pretty. I've seen plenty of videos of people online messing that up.
Yes.
Where it's just like in carpentry, you measure twice and cut once. So it's just like if you're getting paid, just take the extra 10 seconds to line it up.
Dude, it's so fucking wild.
I wonder who has the most pierced nipples. Because like if you got small normal nipples, you can get them pierced like once. But what if you have like big, long.
You could get them pierced multiple times. I don't know. That's a good question.
I wonder who has the most piercings.
I don't want to see it when you find it, but
I'm looking it up right now.
There's those people there's the I know immediately that it's bad. There's people who know that it's bad, but they're still excited to have a tattoo, and they're just kind of like, fuck it, who cares?
Yeah.
It's not great, whatever. I like it. And then there's people who are like delusional. They're like delusional. You know, like when someone does open mic and then they're like, it was good. And you're like, okay.
Well, this person has their nipples pierced up like across twice.
Nice. So, yeah, there's people who are delusional that are like, and that's a lot of what you're seeing when you watch like online when they do the reveal, like the Tomb Raider reveal, and the dude is like, yeah, look at it. And you're like,
well, I think that's your brain protecting yourself.
Oh, yeah, it's better. As we said, it's way better. No, it's better, and you know it is.
Okay.
It seems like it's not better to us, but it's always better. Those dudes are happy. Those are the dudes with their fucking
baby tattooed on their face on their arm.
Yes, I was gonna say these are the people who are fucking. It's like some guy who's overweight, and like literally lives the most sedentary lifestyle possible. Actually, for real, thinks if he had tried, he could have gotten into the NFL.
Hell yeah.
And he's married to a gargoyle, and he thinks she's beautiful, and he thinks his tattoos are great.
Wait, she might be. She's beautiful to him.
No, she's a gargoyle.
But to him,
Well, and his tattoo's good to him too. And listen, it sounds like I'm talking shit, and I am a little bit, but also
you wish that was you.
yeah, he's happier than both of us. 100%. Dude, him and his gargoyle and their little wretched hell spawn that he has tattooed on him.
Why do people get their babies tattooed?
Dude, it's the
Because you
worst.
grow up and like 6 months later, that baby looks different. Right? When you're like 25, you essentially got your face for the next 30 years, and then you start getting old again.
Imagine getting your son tattooed on you, like, because I've seen people do that. Like, this is my 12-year-old portrait, and then your 12-year-old transitions when they're 19, and you're like,
that could happen.
now I just have a little boy tattooed on me, and I have a daughter. Fuck. It's just like, I guess.
Yeah, getting people's faces getting people who are still alive tattooed on you seems like a bad move.
Only dead people.
Only dead people, or like I guess characters from movies. You got some of those, but because they're like that's set in stone.
There are people with us tattooed on them.
Yeah. But we're like cartoon characters. It's not like a photorealistic.
True. If you got a photorealistic tattoo of me, I'd be like, nah, dude. Probably not.
What happens if you get a photorealistic tattoo of me and then I lose a bunch of weight? and then I'm like,
oh, I'm fat.
I got Fat Mac on my.
Dude, you know what would be so fucking funny? If someone got fat you, like your fat face, and then you got into shape and they just tattooed an X through it and then tattooed skinny you next to it.
R.I.P.
Or they did the evolution man.
Oh.
So you go do, and then you get skinny.
That'd be cool.
Get that tattoo on your back, just of you getting skinnier. Every progress photo.
The before and after.
Yeah.
So when I'm on like a date, I'm like, this is what I used to look like. Now what's before you? So they can be like, oh, okay.
Dude, if a girl gets that and you're fucking her doggy style,
yeah.
you're like, oh, I see.
Yeah, basically, I'm super interested in I want to see more just bad tattoo reveals.
Yeah.
Oh,
I've seen so many bad tattoos in real life. So many. I saw a girl who had handlebars tattooed as her tramp stamp, which isn't like rare. I've seen that before.
Yeah.
But on the handlebars, you know how motorcycles have the foam protector to keep the crossbar from blowing out your teeth if you die, and on that it had her husband's name, but she was currently married to a different guy than the name.
Christ.
And I was like, why don't you get the name covered? And then the dude was like, we think it's funny. And I was like, hell yeah, dude, good for you.
What if you're giving a bad tattoo as a tattoo artist? What do you do?
Oh, dude, you're there for the paycheck.
I wonder if any tattoo artists have been like, I can't do this.
Just in the middle of it, like pulling the fifth line, and you're like, I've made a terrible mistake. I'm sure they have, and they just have to keep going.
That's what I'm wondering. Like, it's starting bad, and you're trying to fix it. It just keeps getting worse and worse.
That's what I want to talk to a hairstylist, because hairstylists have done that too, where they're just like, oh no, like 100% they have.
Yeah.
And I love that they act so confident, but that they've made mistakes. If you're, dude, I've seen, because I've spent a lot of time in tattoo shops and around tattoo artists. I saw someone get held at gunpoint because they spelled something wrong.
You know what? That's a fair reaction. I support. Like, if you don't have fucking spell check, again, that's like piercing behind someone's nipple. Just take 5 seconds and be like, does this look right? Nah, I'll just go for it. Like,
That's what they do.
It's so
Here's
wild.
the thing. With tattooing, you do spell check, and then you write it out by hand, and sometimes you still fuck it up. And then you read it. I've seen people spell check, write it out by hand, be like, is this right? Read it, show it to someone else, show it to the person they're about to tattoo. Everyone signs off. They tattoo it, and then it turned out it was spelled wrong because they all just missed like the I or whatever. And
also, I think that's on you too. If you get words tattooed,
you gotta triple check.
Yeah, because you have to be the last person to check off the words.
That's another thing tattoo artists like really, especially nowadays. They're like, hey, does this look good? Does this look good? Go look in the mirror. Does this look good? You got to be on your shit, because if you fuck up, that's on. If you go to get Corinthians and you get corn thins tattooed on you, that's on you, baby. I saw that on Ink Master. It was a TV show. She fucked that up.
Damn.
She tattooed corn thins instead of Corinthians.
That's
or
a hard
whatever.
word, though. That's not a common word.
Yeah, no, Corinthians isn't common, but imagine trying to get a Bible verse tattooed on you and you got corn fins.
Oh, my God.
Oh, fuck. It sucks so bad that I had tattoos that had so much, like, legitimate negative meaning, because I do like some of my bad tattoos that I've had covered.
And yeah, I mean, as long as you don't look at them close.
Yeah,
They look pretty good from far away.
I mean, I have bad tattoos. I still have a tattoo I got with my ex-wife.
That happens.
I got mine on my hand. She got hers on her arm, and at the time I should have been like, hey, why don't you get it somewhere more visible?
She's smarter than you.
Yeah, I know it, man. And I was like, at the time, I was like, I'll put it on my hand. I'm fucking in it. We're married. We're in this forever. And she was like, yeah. I will get it on the inside of my arm. And I was like,
yeah. And if I was her, I'd be like, so you're closer to my heart,
dude. I swear to God, she's so much smarter than me. I mean, listen, everyone I've ever dated has been smarter than me, really.
I don't know about that.
Yeah, you're right. There's you do know one of yeah, one of them maybe not, but still
one. I like that's like
no, I say one because then the rest of them are like, that's right, not me.
Yeah, the rest of them.
None of them listen to this.
Yeah,
no, that's a lie. Some of them probably do.
What?
Hey, if you're my ex, how are you doing? What are you doing listening to this podcast? Get out of here, shoo. That reminds me of the old lady I saw on the street.
Oh yeah.
I was walking, and I was walking down the street in New York, and this is a thing in New York you basically only see in New York. Is there will be old people either on a stoop or in their window,
like
just
80 or 90 years old.
Yeah, they're ancient, and they're just looking out. And that's like their TV. They're just like looking out at people, being like, there they are. There's the people. So there's this really old woman, and she's sitting there, and she's like holding her hands, and she's kind of like, she's clearly been sitting there for a while. Like she's got a chair sitting in front of the window.
70 years.
Yeah,
she's been sitting there.
Waiting for her husband to come back from World War I or whatever. And so I see this old lady, and I'm like, oh, that's sweet. And she's sitting there, and like, the window's kind of open, and she's just looking out, and I'm like, I'm going to spice up her day.
Wait,
Fuck it.
Do you think, like, as she's waiting for her husband to come back from World War I, World War II happens, and she's like, no, he'll be here. Then Vietnam, and then it's like, he'll come back. He's just at that war, too.
Dude, people think shit like that.
Just keep every war, like, it just keeps getting longer and longer. So yeah, she's staring.
So she's staring, and she's just looking out.
You spot her.
I spot her.
She's on like the ground floor.
Yeah, I can just see her clearly. Like she's 10 feet up. The ground floor is like a little high, so you can't jump up and grab it, but it's right there. I see her. She sees me. I stop, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to spice up this fucking old-ass woman's day.
You realize what you look like.
Yes, I know what I look like. But I'm just like, I'm going to engage her. So I start waving at her as if to say, like, hello, I'm going to ask you about your day. And then she's just staring at me with these dead, horrible old woman eyes. And I was like, here we go. She's going to be like so happy that someone like to interact, like, how are you? How was your day? Just anything, just any quick reaction. Yeah. And then she looked at me, and then she started shooing me away with her hand, like I was a cat that was being bad on the counter.
She probably thought you were like a demon or something. Like some weird... What was she like? Old Orthodox Russian? Because that's what I'm picturing.
She does look. She was like an old white European looking. So like she didn't look American. I'll tell you that. She
probably thought you were like some weird golem.
Yeah, she was a skinny babushka.
She's like worried that if she made eye contact with you long, you would curse her and be wandering around the grounds.
She was just like begoned me. She just shushed me away, and I was like,
she throwing
damn,
salt at you or something weird?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I just wanted to talk, and she shushed me. I was like, all right, enjoy being alone forever.
Yeah, she has. Why are you interrupting her alone time?
No, I just wanted to be nice.
She loves being alone.
I like old people.
We bumped into our homeless guy outside screaming.
Yeah, he was holding people at gunpoint with a bottle of 409.
I mean, who knows what was in that bottle?
True, it could be anything. Well, at first I was like,
any kind of homeless liquid.
I've never had someone point a bottle of 409 at me and thought, I hope to God that's bleach cleaner in there that he's gonna spray me with and not like piss.
Best case scenario.
Dude, can you imagine if he had sprayed you and it was just some mystery liquid? You're like, no, I gotta burn my clothes.
Well, that is a good homeless weapon, I guess.
Yeah.
If someone's bothering you, have a spray bottle.
Yeah, like a cat. What was he? What was his demands? Because he was pointing it at people, screaming demands. I just didn't hear what he was saying.
He screams in Russian, so I don't know. I like him though. He's my favorite guy outside.
No, he's a cool guy. He had a cart now.
He seems really nice to us.
Yeah, he usually roams freestyle. Well, he does scream demon at me sometimes, but I get it. So I'm like, yeah, that's fair. No, that's fair on his part. He's pretty cool. It is interesting to see Russian homeless people, or we have a Greek guy that wanders the neighborhood and screams in Greek. It's always fun to be like, oh yeah, everyone's fucked up.
Everyone can be homeless?
Yeah, everyone's all fucked up.
Usually men, though.
Yeah, well, no, only men. Almost exclusively only men.
No, there's a few homeless ladies.
Well, there's very few,
but
in comparison.
It's like 95% men.
Yeah, dudes rock. Just fucking, oh, man.
You know what else happened to you?
Oh, what happened to me?
The cockroach fell on you the other night, and I heard.
God.
I was about ready to fall asleep, and I was about ready to fall asleep, and I thought we started getting home invaded because you were out by the front door, like screaming, like, ah! Like the door.
Was I unintelligibly screaming? I don't have any recollection of the noises I made.
And I walked out, and I'm like, what's going on?
I involuntarily screamed. If anyone here has done an involuntary scream, it's never your proudest moment.
Well, it's one of those screams to tell everyone, all your other tribe mates, shit's going down.
Yeah, it was a primal yell.
It was like a that kind of.
They're never manly. No one ever screams and they're like, oh! It's always like, ah! It's the fucking most shrill bullshit. Dude, there's no manly way to scream in terror. It's really annoying.
Yeah, it would suck to be on like a plane going down and everyone's just screaming. I think if I was about to, that's the worst part of dying on a plane crashing is how annoyed I would be.
No, then you just scream.
I wouldn't be screaming.
This is your time to let loose.
No, I would. You know how I am? I'm so weirdly reserved and stuff like that. I would not be screaming. I'd be having a bad time while dying. While everyone is letting loose, letting their adrenaline flow through their brain, I'd just be smoldering like these fucking people can't let me die in peace.
I would, if we were going down and people were screaming, I would try to open the door to the plane.
That's a good move.
You have to like. What's your plan, Shayne? No plan. I just want a goal. I just figure like, fuck it, why not? And maybe I'm sucked out and I live. Maybe I'm sucked out and I die. But it would be cooler to be like Shayne tried to jump out to see if he could survive not in the plane.
Isn't that one of those like myths where they pump the thing full of like CO2 to knock everyone out so they don't do anything crazy, or like the depressurization of the plane just knocks everyone out, so you're all asleep when you die?
That's not a myth. That's true. The oxygen masks that drop down, yeah, they make you high and calm. That's also why they pump oxygen into the plane before it takes off. It's a light calming effect.
Interesting.
Yeah. To soothe people's anxiety. And that oxygen, when you have the oxygen going into you in the mask, it's supposed to chill you out.
Well, that's the Wim Hof method, right?
Yeah.
You're just getting high off air because we're so bad at sitting and breathing that if you just sit down, cross your legs, and start breathing heavy, you get high.
Yeah. It's like, oh, shit, breathing is good.
Damn, you've been trying this oxygen? It's pretty nice.
I mean, things are so much better than we think they are. That's why, like, people who are enjoyers, like, they just learn how to, like, there's this one girl I follow on Twitter.
Thing enjoyers.
Yeah, enjoyers.
Couldn't be me.
There's this one girl I follow on Twitter that I had a huge crush on that she was like, what's your favorite? She's way into movies, right?
Okay.
Like, so, dude, obsessed on a level that is, like, seemingly unhealthy. She likes movies more than I like Warhammer.
You could say autism.
Yeah, no.
She has movie
autism, like crazy. She's a movie enjoyer, like, on another level. Literally watches 3 movies a day, is constantly talking about movies. She went to the theater and she was like emotional about it. It's like a whole thing. So
because it like the first time back.
Yeah. We had a conversation like a while ago. This was, I don't even know how long ago, and she was like, we talked about movies briefly, and she was like, "What's your favorite Westerns?" We were talking about Westerns, and I was like, "Oh, I like these, and these, but Tombstone is probably my favorite, even though it's the most common one people like. And she's like, no, it's a great movie. And she's like, and you love it? I was like, yeah. And I sent her a photo of like my Tombstone tattoo, and then I said something else, and she just never replied to me, and I was like, gonna kill myself. Kill myself. I just bombed with this cute leftist movie girl fucking hard.
She knew you weren't a real Kino enjoyer. I would have shown her some of my Criterion collection films, and she would have been like, oh,
I'm too much of a himbo. Everyone I like is like either lives far away or is really smart, and I'm like, I can't do either of those.
That's the problem with everyone, and men and women and everyone in between. It's just like you want someone with a himbo body, but you don't want someone with a himbo brain. And then I come along and I'm like, hey, look at my advanced. I can do multiplication tables in my head. When you turned on, she's like, no, you can't lift 100 pounds over your head. I'm like, oh man.
Yeah, dude. If only you and I weren't jealous and we could be with the same person.
What? Yeah, no, that's not.
I know, but that does seem ideal.
I'm not
right?
gonna share.
Think about. Stop for a second and think about how polygamy works, and then you're like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Because if we didn't care about sharing and we were with the same woman, we could fulfill maybe most of, probably not even all of her needs. We probably couldn't, but we could get close. It would be better than nothing.
No, I could fulfill all of a woman's needs if she cooks and cooks for me and does all my meal planning.
No.
Then I will become the ultimate elite soldier.
No, that's not how that works.
I know.
You would still eat. Doritos still exist. You'd never make it.
Secret eating while you're like in a relationship is so fun.
Dude, like with me, how you shamefully eat.
I don't secretly eat.
It feels like you secret eat because of how fast you eat. I can't tell if you're secret eating or if you're just fucking going too hard on the chips.
You're like, how much did you eat? You couldn't see because it was just a blur.
Literally, I can't tell you how many times we sit down to dinner together and I'm like, I'll eat dinner with Mac. I'll be social for a second. And we're watching an episode of something, and I'm watching and I look back and I'm literally halfway through a burger and have eaten 3 fries and you're throwing your fucking shit away.
Yeah, what do you... because if we were cavemen, saber-toothed tiger would have ganked you. And I would be watching from the sidelines, scanning the jungle.
Jesus Christ.
You eat like a modern man. Just like, I got all the time in the world. I'm not afraid of death.
I'm not. We're safe in cave. We're in monkey cave.
No, I got eyes on the back of my head. I gotta eat this burger right now.
This is why you have to have a lookout. This is why we need a dog.
All right.
He watches so you can feel safe while you eat and you can taste food again. That is my favorite part of having a dog, though, is they don't let anyone sneak up on you.
That is a good one.
That's like a really good one. It's something I didn't realize I like. Cats, so you have cats because they protect you from ghosts, and you have dogs because they protect you from people. I'm not kidding either.
That is real.
Cats, dude, I've never in my life not once felt scared of a ghost while a cat was around. But when I'm by myself, sometimes I'm like, fuck. Like if we went ghost hunting and I put a little cat in a baby Bjorn on my chest, dude, I'd be invincible. Why do you think ghosts are afraid of cats? Cats guard the entrance to the underworld. I thought that was Cerberus. Cerberus guards the exit to the underworld. What? That doesn't seem right. I know. And there are people who will be like, no, he guards the entrance. But I think that that's a misnomer. I think that Cerberus actually keeps people from getting out. Cats keep people from getting in. What if ghosts are just allergic to cats? That too. True. Okay. Ghosts are, yeah, that could be possible. They just can't. No, cats are, it's Egyptian that cats, it's an Egyptian thing that cats are anti-ghost. And it's a Greek thing that dogs are anti-dead people. So dogs stop zombies. What? Well, zombies don't bite dogs. So if a dog attacks a zombie, the zombie will just be like, fuck it, I guess I'm getting attacked by a dog. Who cares? I've seen zombie dogs and things. Yeah, and Resident Evil. Yeah, especially there. I didn't even think of that. I think a
A Dracula dog would be cool.
Whoa!
Think of how many people he'd bite.
He'd bite so many, he'd have no ability to stop. He would just bite everybody.
And then you try to put down the dog, but it doesn't work because you don't have a wooden stake.
True.
He just keeps biting people. Careful, he's not nice. He's
Careful, he's not nice.
He's a Dogula. He's a I don't know.
A Dogula.
Right? Imagine how hard it would be to take care of a Dogula.
Dude, it would be so much work.
Oh, he just turns.
Wait, wouldn't Dogula only bite other dogs though? Because Dracula
No?
can't just bite. No, because Dracula doesn't just eat animals.
What are you talking about? How do you think he became a Dogula? Because a Dracula bit him.
No, because if a Dracula bites another
Oh my God.
person and turns them into something, they can still only eat other of what they are.
Okay, so Dogulas can't exist. Thank you for making one of my fears go away. But I do think, what if a Dracula bit a gorilla?
Gorilla-gula?
Yeah.
Gorilla-gula.
A gorilla vampire.
Yeah,
How
not
scary.
to be confused with Caligula, which is totally different.
How scary would a gorilla vampire be?
Gorigula.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What
Gorilla-gula.
if he just turns into like a bats and then...
Oh, my God. And they're ripped, just like 9 super ripped bats, and then they all combine, and he's in your house. Oh, dude. Just coming at you.
Oh, man. That would be scary.
I'm trying to think of the scariest animals to be vampires.
What about
now.
like a shark mummy?
Oh no!
They're super old. He's got all the ribbons around him.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just really a shark with a lot of like, he's just got gauze on him. It's just a gauze shark
because he's all rotten. Like that Swedish fish dish, Sturmstrangen or whatever, the rotten fish.
Oh yeah,
We gotta try that.
we do. We will. We'll go to Iceland. We'll eat it in Iceland for sure. Dogula is so scary. How would you stop him? He could fly. He can't see himself in the mirror, so he would never have that experience that dogs hate.
Do they hate it? I think some dogs are okay with it.
Yeah, I think dogs sometimes see themselves in the mirror, and then they're just like, I choose to believe this is a wholly separate dog.
No, some dogs are smart and they get it.
It is funny. Dude, you know what's so funny? Is that some animals are dumber than other animals, just like people.
Dude, you know what's crazy? Some people are dumber than some animals.
Yeah, it's true.
Like, there's crows out there that could hold a better job than some people.
I know 0 sign language. There are gorillas that are more bilingual than most Americans.
Oh, yeah, Coco.
Because it speaks gorilla and human sign language. Think about that.
I don't want to. It's too scary.
Oh man, I'm.
Isn't that what Elon Musk is doing right now with his Neuralink thing? He's putting like the computer in the monkey brains and letting them play like.
No, they testing it on monkeys.
Yeah, they put a computer.
That's literally the plot to Planet of the Apes.
They put a computer in a monkey and he's like playing Tetris or something, and he's like pretty decent at it. And then he just has like sugar. They give him like sugar water because he's a monkey, and he's like, "Oh, this is great. I just get to play video games."
Wait, so they just gave a monkey energy
Fuel?
drink, G Fuel in video games?
Yeah.
Oh, we're fine. We're fine. It would be funny because it does seem like monkeys would conquer the earth, but then it just turns out monkeys are losers just like us.
Yeah.
They just play video games and drink energy drinks and text you up to girls at 2 a.m.
Let's see. Watch Elon Musk's Neuralink monkey play games with his brain. Yeah, he's not even using his hands.
What? He's controlling the game with his brain?
See, and he's got his little G Fuel tube.
He really does. I love that they didn't give him a seat. They made him sit on a stick.
Yeah,
He's in like
that's
a
his,
tree.
That's his
Dude,
game.
I want to play video games in a tree. That monkey is literally living a better life than both of us.
No, he's living the exact same life as us.
He really is.
Just
Look at
sitting
him.
in his tree gamer chair.
No, he doesn't control it with his mind. He's got a controller.
No, I think that controller gives him more G Fuel.
No, that controls the video game. Why would he have a controller for G Fuel? He just sucks on it and the G Fuel comes out. Dude. Mac.
He's pretty good.
Mac.
What?
The G&G fuel stands for gorilla.
Okay.
No, we did it.
Gorilla fuel?
Yeah, dude. Oh my god. Oh man, that's crazy.
You were telling me. I wanted to ask you this. Oh, you never finished your cockroach story.
Oh, so I'm trying to piss. Like, my dick is out.
Yeah.
Like, fully. And also, you're wearing sweatpants. So, ladies, you don't know this, but if you wear, like, regular pants, you can just, like, undo the fly and, like, everything's kind of really out of the way. When you wear sweatpants, what you kind of do is you just barely pull them down and you just flop your dick and balls
I don't
over
do that
the
anymore.
top. Yeah, it kind of hurts. I'm
So
like, why am I doing this?
No, when I don't flop it out, I usually like pull when my like sweatpants are tied off, like tight to my waist. I don't pull it down and have my dick underneath it. I pull my pants down below my ass cheeks.
There you go.
Like like the special kid.
Yes, at the urinal.
Because I started doing this, I'm like, I live in this goddamn house. I'm gonna pull my pants all the way down to pee.
It's the way to do it.
They're smarter than us.
Yeah, they are smarter than us. No, it's better.
Sometimes it's not all the way down to my ankles, but it's like down to my thighs, and I'm like, oh, this is way better.
Yeah, no.
Only when I'm in the safety of my own home.
Yeah, you can't do it at the. I've seen like a guy at the airport.
Dude, those guys
it.
are too powerful.
Yeah, no, but a dude who clearly isn't, because
those are main
for those
characters.
of you guys who don't know, you can tell if someone's special needs is a man by just following them into the bathroom and they use a urinal and they just fully their pants down to their ankles, fully naked peeing, and you're like, all right, fucking good for you, bro. But every once in a while, you'll just see like a businessman in a suit whose pants to his thighs, bare assing it while he pees at a urinal, and you're like, the fuck is going on?
They're too powerful. They don't care. That's a scary man.
No, it's true. He fucking doesn't care. So I should do that, but I wasn't. I had my dick laid on top of my sweats, so my sweats are pushing up on my balls. As I'm peeing, a fucking huge cockroach falls onto the top of my head, rolls off of my head onto my arm, skitters down my arm. I flick him off onto the floor. I have peed.
And you were screaming.
I screamed. I hurt my balls. I turned around. Thank God I didn't close the door the whole way, because I really would have just shouldered through the door, home invasion style. But I just blew the door off its hinges. The cockroach chased me out into the living room. I'm screaming.
He was out for blood.
He was, and then I had to fucking defeat him with a crock.
I saw that part.
Yeah, Mac watched me win my honor back. I just used I wasn't gonna let a cockroach out manly me, so I fucking smashed him with a crock.
It feels like we get one giant one a year.
No, it really does, dude. That's
and
my
really
favorite.
weird. I don't get like why there's only just one big one.
It's because the rats that live in our walls are eating them, which I prefer. I would rather a rat have fallen on me.
Really?
No, straight up. If a rat had fallen on me, I would have just gotten a box, scooped him up, and thrown him into the street and been like, see ya, bro.
Yeah, they're
like, they don't scare me. I guess if one bit me, I might change my mind, but they don't bite. Or they're not trying to bite you unless you're fucking doing something crazy, like grabbing them. Who would grab a fucking New York rat, though?
I've seen it.
Yeah, you're right. I've seen it, too.
There's people who have pets.
Yeah, there's people domesticize sewer rats here in New York, and they just have them on the subway, and they'll be, like, covered in rats. And then other rats are like, whoa, what do you got going on? And then the domestic rat is like, oh, I chill, and this guy gives me bread. And then so you'll see, like, mangy, for real sewer rats hanging out with it. Anyway, he basically grows his rat following over time.
Do you think that's like how caveman was 20,000 years ago with dogs?
That's literally how it works.
And so, because they would domesticate the dog by giving him a little food, and then the dogs would be over hundreds of years.
Yeah.
Become modern. Are we gonna have like in hundreds of years domesticated house rats?
Totally.
Because we already do, but I mean,
Yeah.
like, for the normal people, they will evolve them to be. They'll have jobs protecting. We could do that.
We could.
I don't know what they would do.
Damn. I wonder how long it took to domesticate dogs. I mean, it
Like
took
tens
a
of
while.
thousands of years.
Yeah, but I mean, there was a long time where they were just not domesticating wolves. Like, they didn't have the wolves, but the wolves would have, like, puppies, and then they would steal the puppies and, like, try to raise them. And then as the puppies get too old because they're too dangerous to have around, then you kind of release the puppy back, but the puppy becomes reliant on you for food instead of hunting. So now you have, like, wild packs of wolves that are
Not good.
Not necessarily friendly to you, but also dependent on you. And then the reason they did that is because, firstly, the pack of wolves that follows you and eats your scraps are going to warn you about shit. And then if other humans come to attack you, you have the wolves that are like, well, I'm with these people kind of, so now we're allied. So that rules.
Wolf warfare.
Yeah, so then other cavemen show up. Well, that's one of the reasons. A lot of people think one of the reasons Neanderthals got fucked up is because of dogs and horses.
Really?
Yeah, because the Neanderthals were like, we're gonna sneak up on the Homo sapiens and fuck them up, and then the Neanderthals are like, they have they got fucking guys, like furry boys, like what the fuck, and they got bit.
Isn't that like a theory? Neanderthals were smarter than us.
Yes.
And stuff. They had like bigger brains.
Well, they had the capacity to be smarter, but we were more violent.
Oh, there it is.
We were more violent. Neanderthals were like, I take rock. I make rock into beautiful art. I love my wife with my whole soul. And then Homo sapiens were like, I feed the dog and it bites people for me. Yeah, and it just fucking stabbing guys and killing each other over pussy and whatever else we get up to.
Hell yeah. And here we are.
I just love the idea of Neanderthals being like really artsy and kind and just like beautiful people. And then we're just like complete fucking morons drinking G Fuel and killing.
That's how history works.
It is true.
When it comes down to war,
yeah, I know.
The more violent, evil people are always going to come out on top.
It's true.
And so... yeah, romanticize the losers all you want. They were better people, but they lost.
Yeah. Neanderthals. R.I.P., dude. R.I.P. to a real one.
You reminded me when you were speaking about movie autism.
Sorry, when you said it, I just reminded myself about getting ghosted in the DMs. Dude, it feels so brutal to strike out. Fuck, continue. Sorry.
Yeah, I bet it does. It must be so hard for that thing that happens to you once or twice.
No, firstly, it happens to me all the time.
Oh yeah, I bet
Not all the time, but it happens to me as much as you, for sure.
I bet it does.
For sure it does.
Bet
How many times have you shot your shot? Tell me about the last time you shot your shot and it didn't work.
Here's how I don't even have to shoot my shot. I know it's going to not. I look at a girl and then I get disappointed because I know she's going to reject anything I say anyways.
Aww.
And I just move on. No message, no DM needed. My feelings are hurt. I just look at a beautiful woman and I'm like, damn.
Listen, we've all been there. But sorry to
no, remember the model guy? Who he sells like the Gundams.
Oh yeah,
the old guy who just like sits out in front of his stoop or whatever, and so he like, has model trains and
yeah,
Gundam.
He's way into dioramas.
You explained this to me, which I never knew before, but apparently like autistic diorama train guys look down on like every other modeling people, but especially the Warhammer community.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, they hate us because we play a game with ours. And they think it's gay.
You don't do it for the love of the game. You don't. I guess not the love of the game, but the love of just making train dioramas. And
well, it's very adult and serious stuff to make the train diorama. You're like, oh, I'm doing the World War II. This is history. What I do is art.
Do the Warhammer people know that they are losers?
Yes.
In the eyes, they'll never attain.
You mean of everyone?
No, I mean like train diorama guys are the top echelon. There's nothing better except for what? Maybe like the guy, because you were telling me that you make train dioramas so you can eventually like make museum dioramas or something.
Yeah. They have like battle dioramas in museums and stuff. They do like World War II ones.
Meanwhile, you're wasting your time playing pretend play fight with space marines.
They really are just like, oh yeah, so you're just into like science fiction, like you're a loser. It's like, what the fuck, you're into trains.
Yeah, they're into reality,
dude.
They're into making a big real thing small and so you can look at it. And that's it. I don't know. I don't understand dioramas.
I don't either.
I've never been at a museum and been like, wow, there's the thing. It's small size.
Dude, they don't care.
I'm so interested. This is great.
They do not care how you feel. Here's the thing. They got bullied so hard that they wrapped back around into being cool.
Yeah, I guess.
Do you know what I mean? Like, where you got bullied. If you're into trains when you're a kid,
Well,
that's so weird.
You know what I think creates these guys? Because you could either be that. I think every guy has the possibility to become one of the autistic train diorama guys.
Yes.
All it takes is the love of your life to destroy you.
Yes.
And then you're in your basement making train dioramas. That's an easy way to get there.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's true. I'm thinking about it. Yeah. Oh.
Just be married with a few kids, and then your wife cheats on you, and you're like, well, 55.
Time to get into trains.
Fuck this shit. I don't want to date anymore.
You know what? Trains are powerful. They're predictable. You know exactly where they're going to go and how they're going to work.
I mean, do you think it's like
they only help people.
Do you think it's like a gaining control over things?
It's ultimate control.
You know who never gets cheated on? God. And I am the god of this little this little town village that this train runs through.
Oh,
Is it like a weird power fantasy thing?
A train has never dated and fucked one of your friends.
That is true.
That's never happened to me. I've never had a train do that to me.
I could get into trains.
I could, yeah. Now that we're talking about it, it's like,
should we go back and visit him? Be like, hey, where do we start? How do we start getting into model training?
I always love when I buy like trees and stuff from him to make like Warhammer things, and he's just like, oh yeah, you gonna go play a game? Like the way he says it to me, it's like, damn, bro, what the fuck, dude?
He knows.
Your business can't be doing well. Be nice to me, like,
dude. He knows. You have never truly been hurt. You cannot understand his pain. His train pain.
His train pain.
Yeah.
Dude, the heaviest thing a train carries,
the
pain of all the autistic men who love it.
Oh, it's so weird and pure.
And they're powerful, too. And trains are ladies. Trains, boats, and cars. What are dudes? Is the space shuttle named after a guy? Did we get space? What do men get?
What do you mean? Like how dudes will give female names to...
Not dudes. I mean, women give female names to planes too.
Well, like their guns or their cars.
Yes.
The space shuttle. Well, aren't hurricanes no longer women?
Yeah, because men don't take it seriously. Oh yeah, Irene is gonna come kill me. Get fucked. And then when you have Hurricane Doug, people are like, oh fuck, Doug is coming. That sounds ominous.
That's so fucking funny.
That's a real thing that the weather service is like. If we name hurricanes after women, people don't take them seriously. Well, here's the thing: guy hears a woman is coming. Hurricane Jessica's gonna show up, and he's like, I don't give a fuck about this bitch. And other women hear Hurricane Jessica's coming, and they're like, I'm going to stay with my man. Jessica isn't going to be here with him. Oh, so I'm just going to let some other bitch run the city while I'm gone? Because women are crazy, too. Don't pretend like you're not. And so then it's just fucking over, dude. No one cares. But when you have Hurricane Bob, everyone's like, I don't know about that.
I'm trying to think. Bob, Hurricane Bob would not scare me.
What would a hurricane's name have to be to scare you?
I like Hurricane Dwayne.
Hurricane Dwayne the Rock. Just name him after wrestlers to scare us.
Oh, that'd be good.
Yeah. Hurricane Batista is coming to Batista Bomb, Miami. Everyone's like, we got to get the fuck out of here. There's Batista bombing Miami. It's like, yeah.
Or we could name him
Stone Cold Steve Austin. Hurricane Stone Cold Steve Austin rules. I would stay for that one.
You could name him after serial killers.
Oh, true. Hurricane Albert Fish. Just like, it's going to cook and eat your children. Dude, I read a letter Albert Fish wrote to someone's mom that he killed.
He wrote a letter to... So he killed someone and then wrote a letter to their mom.
Yes. It was super fucked up. I read the letter.
Yeah.
It did so much. You know what is so funny? Because every once in a while, I'll like get down a rabbit hole and I'll read about like a war crime or like serial killers or whatever like macabre stuff I'm into. And so I read this particular thing about Albert Fish. It's a really fucked up book.
By the way,
what's it called? Deranged?
That is if you don't get into building trains, you're going to get into building trains out of people's bones. The only outcomes of when you cheat on like your husband of like 20, 30 years.
Yeah, just leave him, ladies. Don't cheat on him. Good God.
Yeah, just
you create train people like this. If you leave him, then you'll create sports car guy. He's way better.
That is way better.
To create sports car guy, not train guy. What happens to women when they get left?
I feel like women are a lot more resilient, and they cry and they eat their feelings for 2 weeks, and then they're healed.
They just fuck some guy named John who's 10 years older than them.
or 10 years younger.
Yeah, either way.
But not the same age ever.
So
and they heal faster. Where man, I'm
literally
I build trains and think about my ex for years.
Dude, can I tell you? So
it's not healthy.
Yeah, I know. I've been doing this thing where I've just been trying to like feel my feelings, and someone hurt my feelings last night, and I was like, fuck. So then if I get my feelings hurt a little bit, I'm like, oh, I shouldn't bury this. So then I'm like, okay, let's like deal with it. So one of the ways I deal with it is by listening to sad music, which will like help me be sad. Okay. It's like this whole thing I'm doing because I literally don't. I have a trouble with sadness. So I'm like, all right, let's be sad. So I'm trying to be sad and I'm feeling it and I'm like, wow, this really hurts. This fucking sucks. And I'm like kind of letting myself think about why my feelings are hurt and like how badly they're hurt from this person. And then I start to have my feelings hurt by like other things in my past that I just never dealt with. And I'm literally still angry about this bitch in 8th grade who hooked up with my friend Chad. Dude, I was like,
whoa. His name was Chad.
Yeah, his name was Chad.
How you knew what was gonna happen,
dude?
You can't have a guy named Chad in your friend group and then get mad at him when he sleeps with your women.
I just remember, she slept with my friend Chad.
Dude, Hurricane Chad would scare the shit out of me.
Oh yeah, you got to get away. And then we were in the back of a pickup truck. Someone told me, and she was like, "Yeah, it's real. That happened." And then she was in the cab of the truck, so she closed the thing, and I'm in the back of the truck with like 5 other dudes, and they're like, "Yo, that fucking sucks. She fucked Chad." And there was like 2 guys from out of town that were like, "Yo, bro, that fucking sucks, man. I don't know who he is, but fuck him." And I was just like so sad, and I was like putting on a brave face. So we got to like the party we were going to. It's like, of course, it's, like all parties in that part of the world, in a town in the middle of nowhere with nothing around it.
Giant bonfire.
Yeah. So I left the house and I walked down like the asphalt road like a mile. So I'm like in pitch darkness away from everyone. And then I just laid on the side of the road and openly cried. And it was just like the most sad, fucked up, like, just thinking back to it, it's like, damn, that was rough. Like, I really did not. Anyway, so I'm mad about that still. Tracy Wilden, you motherfucker. I'll say her whole name, yeah.
Well, she's probably
I bet
dead.
you're so happy and successful and doing great now. And we were in 8th grade, and it probably wasn't that big of a deal, but it really hurt my feelings at the time.
I think that's a healthy way to deal about it. Go cry in the darkness.
Yeah, I just cried on the street, like, dude, snot bubble, like, just like heaving sobs. I was so broken up. I don't know. It was so funny. Do you know what happened, though?
What?
Oh, no. I forgot. Her house burned down.
Hell yeah.
Later, so I guess even. It sucked. You
didn't burn it down, right?
No.
Okay.
I did. Me and my other friend did. No, wait.
Okay,
anyway, we didn't burn that house down. No.
Okay.
So, and you know what? I would like to say, I wouldn't even know the first thing about burning a house down.
Right. You don't need to say that.
So anyway, yeah, fuck people. I'm mad about things from so long ago. Just last night, me up at fucking 4 a.m. listening to Sia on my headphones, just openly weeping about 8th grade.
You know, it'd be cool when you build your little small town train diorama.
Yeah.
To have your little mini figurine laying on a road all by yourself, screaming at God in the darkness.
Who's that? That's me when I was 13.
Maybe that's what it is.
What?
Maybe when train guys are like building the town diorama, they're like chronologicking. What's the word I want to say? Chronologically, kind of. I don't know. You know what I mean? Journaling their entire life in that small town.
Yeah.
And it's like a release. There's the ditch where I got my first blowjob. There's the house that burned down of that girl I had a crush on.
Oh fuck. Yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know.
I'm just thinking about.
Just lock all your memories into the diorama, and then when you die, people are like, "What is all this fucking garbage?" And they throw it away, and you're released.
Dude, if you ever want to feel really sad, There's this video.
I don't. But let's
Okay,
hear.
I'm gonna make you sad anyway because I already started. If you look up hooligans destroy train diorama, all these dudes for a train convention brought their train dioramas and set them up, and some kid broke into the community center and literally like, people get drunk and just jump on tables, like
Yes.
belly flop onto tables. They did that and destroyed the dioramas, and it's just these like 60-year-old men. There's like 4 of them in lawn chairs being interviewed on the BBC, and one of them just starts crying, and the others are just like, we can never get this time back. It was 100 years, or whatever the fucking British people sound like.
I want to feel empathetic, but I don't care about your stupid trains.
It's just so sad. They were just like, we just wanted to have a good time together and see have our dioramas in one place. I can't believe this would happen. And I was like, I don't know. I can believe it. I believe that a child would do that. For sure I do.
Why don't you build your dioramas out of like steel? Make
What?
it so when a child jumps on it, it hurts the child instead of small balsa wood and plastic.
I bet you they do now.
Hell yeah.
Just pungy pits outside of the dioramas.
Just a bunch of spikes under a diorama in case a kid falls on it.
You killed a child, but is my train safe?
Yeah.
It's like that guy that was a hoarder that just had all that shit in his house. I think we've talked about him before.
What, the booby traps?
Yeah, he was a hoarder, and so they were trying to clean his house, and like someone got stabbed through the leg with like a spike that shot out of the wall, and they were like, okay, we got to get the cops in here. So the cops showed up to investigate, and then one of them got their heads blown off by a secret shotgun trap.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, it was pretty fucking wild, dude. And then there was like 9 things in the house, and they just had to demolish it because it was too dangerous. So the dude saved like hundreds of thousands of newspapers and like other weird trash. And so it just looks like, oh, it's a hoarder lived here. But he actually cared about his trash so much that he had like tripwire shotguns and shit. But he died unexpectedly while he wasn't at home, which means he was living at night. Like he had to go to the bathroom and he literally had to be like, oh, almost killed myself, and like step over the tripwire.
He knew where they were.
Yeah.
Can't you navigate your house in the dark?
Dude, I can, but just imagine having to be like, don't forget that I put a deadfall trap that will kill me in front of the toilet.
Or imagine like he has a date over.
Yeah.
And she's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom. It's like, okay, you got to remember. There's a tripwire. You have to step over the first and then under the next 2.
Dude. So funny. I knew people who had bear traps in their lawns.
Okay.
just because. They're like, wouldn't it be funny if someone stepped in it? And I was always like,
I think it's a little funny.
I don't know.
If you stepped on a bear trap, that would be funny.
Yeah.
It's a classic Acme gag.
A bear trap is cool because it's a little too heavy to trigger for like a dog or a raccoon or whatever.
Doesn't it break your limbs when it closes?
Fucks you up really bad. I don't know if it would break your limb, but it would fucking ruin your day. Really what it does is it slows you down and aggravates you. When a bear steps in it, it doesn't trap them in place. It just fucks them up to the point where they kind of like can't maneuver, and you hear them doing bear shit, and then you come and you kill them.
I never actually in ever my whole life realized until just now that a bear trap was meant for a bear. Like it's always been in the cartoons, like a guy steps in a bear trap.
Yeah,
or like a small animal. Like, I guess a bear trap would be for a bear.
Yeah.
Why have I never seen that ever?
Yeah, you use bear traps to.
They're so good at everything else.
Yeah.
And I think they're just mediocre at trapping bears, but they're really good at trapping everything. Every animal smaller than a bear.
Yeah, it doesn't trap the bear; it just fucks the bear up, and then the bear's like, I gotta get out of here because I was gonna. A lot of bears can just get out of them.
Yeah, they're not very good. Bear
it's
traps
because
are...
if you have like a camp, like a fishing camp, you got all your meats out.
Yeah.
So you can't like hide them from bears. So bears are going to show up. So you just like, trap the area, and then you have like cans so you can hear the bears coming.
It scares them away.
Yeah, it's because like when I've like had to clean a corpse outside, like when you're like a deer corpse to be clear or whatever, when you're in the woods, you got to make sure that bears don't sneak up on you because they fucking will.
They love their little deer tendies.
They do. Well, bears, they really like to steal. I mean, Yogi Bear obviously is the most famous stealing bear, but
All right.
Yeah. Speaking of stealing bears, would you like to be a bear and steal value from our Patreon? It's only $5 a month.
That's a good way to sell it.
Yeah. You could be a bear. Little bear, little cute guy getting deer tendies from Patreon. You get an extra episode every episode. I don't know, patreon.com/cowboyboys.
Yeah, if you want more, more of this.
If you want more Dogula, whatever, which is my favorite thing. I want Dogula art.
We should write a children's book. a dog Dracula.
Dude, let's do it. All right. Well, okay, everyone. You can follow us online. You know where we are.
Yeah. Cowboyboys.rodeo. There's links to everything there. Thank
you
you
could
for
review us
listening.
on iTunes. That's a thing that we should tell. Oh, wait. Hey, should we talk about Rich Wilson?
Oh, yeah.
Hey, we have a sponsor for this episode that we should have done at in the middle.
We could cut this into the middle.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. Hey, everyone.
Oh, look, it's a paid advertisement.
Oh, we got an advertisement. Look at us moving up in the world. This time, if we talk about Hitler using our ad, they won't cut us forever.
Oh, yeah.
Like last time when we talked about Hitler in the ad, and they were like, "Hey, we're gonna go in a different direction."
No,
so
I think. Whoa! I think I stand by that. This is, I guess, the second ad we've ever gotten.
Yes.
Where I stand by shaving a Hitler mustache into your pubes as a good surprise.
Yeah. I think if Hitler was alive, even though he's a bad guy, he was a man of taste, and he would have understood that this is a good YouTube channel to watch.
Oh, okay. Our old comedian buddy, who quit comedy. I respect.
Yeah, dude, mad respect.
Big respect to anyone who's funny and then quits comedy.
Dude, and he was really funny, and he quit comedy, and he has a wife and kids and a job. Oh, he's doing so much better than both of us. Smart guy.
You know what? Fuck this ad. I don't want to.
Wait a minute.
Why are we
Fuck
promoting
you?
Why are we promoting him?
Suck our dicks. Get us wives, and then we'll talk about your little channel.
Yeah. Anyways, he's like, go subscribe to Rich Shows You Stuff on YouTube.
Rich Shows You Stuff. It's an I can't spell RICH. Shows You Stuff.
Yeah, Rich.
Yeah, and he has an accent, everyone.
I was
He's
just
from
gonna say,
Australia, mate.
He's from New Zealand, but
oh fuck. What is he really?
Yeah, there's a bunch of old comedy clips of us that he has on his YouTube channel.
Oh, does he still?
So,
hell yeah.
Yeah, they're
dude.
still up, like from years ago.
Damn, some of our first stuff ever. Rich was the first guy to be like, I should film you, and we were like, are you sure?
Yeah.
He's great.
He's uploading stuff.
One of my favorite people from Utah who I still actually like. Yeah, go check out Rich Shows You Stuff. I don't know. I like him.
All right. There's the ad.
All right.
We did it.
Okay, back to the show, everybody.
No, I'm not going to cut that in the middle. It's just at the end of this episode.
Okay, cool. That's fine.
Thanks for listening.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
Yeehaw.
Yeehaw.